Hey team, Jag here. In this video, we're going to talk about how to make people buy your product and services right now as quickly as possible. So for that to happen, we really need to understand why people buy. Look at the three things which what makes people buy your product and services right now. So let's look at them one by one. Number one is a value. So whenever you take your product into the market, prospects or people out there, they must see the value. For example, if your product costs $1,000, the person on the other side, they must see the value above $1,000, meaning that if it's $1,000, they must see its $5,000 value or worth of value before they decide to invest the money. So anywhere, if they see the value, which is less than that amount, they will never spend money on this. So your first job is to increase the value. We have a value stack. People talk about it all the time, that how to stack the value, but you need to have a value stack. You need to understand that if your value is more than the price you're asking them to pay, right? So number two is all about creating some sort of urgency, right? So what happens is most of the time, if you look at it, people see the value, but they don't want to buy it right now. They want to say, let me think about it. Let me get back to you. I'll check with somebody out there. So the reason for this is they don't see the urgency to invest money right now. So how do we do that? We need to create an urgency at the time for that product and service. So there are three ways you can do it. Number one is you can offer it for very limited time, meaning that there is a deadline. So if they don't buy it in the next 48 hours, they will lose it, right? So there is a deadline for that product. You probably see that all the time during Christmas, during Boxing Day, during Black Friday. There is all the time, there is a deadline there. So people feel that if I don't buy it within that, they will lose that, right? So number two is we sort of stack that with bonuses. So for example, you have one product, then you can add more bonuses if they buy within that time frame. And number three is which is, I believe, the biggest one, especially in today's world, is called FOMO, right? So if you want to create urgency, you must add some sort of FOMO there, meaning that other people buying it and you are missing out, right? So the best way to do it is to add some sort of a client testimonial. You probably have seen that we have this clock running on the website at the bottom. When somebody buys it or somebody registers it, it sort of shows up at the bottom of the website. What it does is it creates that FOMO that so many people are buying it, so many people are registering it, so many people have invested time and money into it, so I'm going to miss out if I don't do it, right? So that's why it's really important to have these three things if you really want to create urgency and make people buy your product and services. So the last one, which is really important as well, which called the scarcity, right? So you must create a scarcity. For example, when Apple releases something or any other product gets released, they are very limited numbers. So there is always, if there is a limited number, then it's a scarcity, it's a scare. Why Bitcoin is going crazy at the moment? It's because it's a scarcity. Why gold is expensive? Because we don't know how much gold we have. And that's why the price goes up, because it's a scarcity, right? So humans are always ready to spend more money on those products and services. Those are very scarce, right? So if something is available in abundance, people are not happy to spend money on that. It's just the way we are, right? So add these three things in your product and services whenever you do marketing, whenever you do selling, whenever you have any conversation with your prospect. So number one is you must show the value. The value is more than what they're investing. Number two is they must see some sort of urgency. For example, they must see that they need to invest time and money right now. Otherwise, this is going to disappear very soon. Number three is scarcity. It's a very limited numbers available. And if they don't buy it now, that's going to